In this video, we will talk about waves in Ichimoku Kinko Hyo. We will cover the I wave, V wave, N wave, S wave, P wave, and Y wave. Let's jump straight into it. We've got three types of pullbacks. So after the impulse AB, there might be a pullback to C. And if the C is higher than A, that's higher high and higher low. We can have a double bottom, so we have a higher high and equal low, or higher high and lower low. The first wave we call an I wave. It's a single impulse up, so it looks like an I, that's why the name. All the other three, especially the middle one, which is like have the same arms, we call it V wave. If you imagine the same impulse and pullback, just opposite way in the falling market, so we have a fall and then the pullback up, and that's why it looks like a V wave. Let's jump into the higher high and higher low scenario. So again, impulse, and then we have a pullback to C, which is the higher low, and two options. First, another impulse would be a lower high, or second option, the impulse would be a higher high. So the point D would be above point B. And again, this is our I wave, this is our V wave, and this scenario, based on three waves, this is our P wave. Another one is an N wave. And again, if you have a close look, you can see that this one sort of looks like a P, and the N wave is like a core of all the waves, of all the Ichimoku thinking about the market. We will see later why. Now higher high and lower low, and again, this is our I wave, then this is our V wave with the lower low. And what can we get from the lower low? We can get lower high, scenario number one, and that would give us an S wave, especially when the point D equals point A. So we remember from when we were talking about the targets that there is a target S, so the previous support now becomes a resistance, and this is an S wave as well with the target S, and we can expect nice continuation of the fall. Or we can have a Y wave, which is the least desirable on the market. No one likes it, because when we trade, when we are buying something, then the market takes us below the previous low and takes all the stop losses, and then it goes up. So all the traders thinking that the market broke previous low now might be going down. So if they are selling, their stop losses would be taken above point B. So this is very tricky to trade, but that's the name of the scenario of these three waves. They are called Y wave. Let's have a look at the markets. The market goes up and down, up and down, and up and down. And what can we see knowing about our wave? So let's have a look. That would be our N wave. Then we would have an S wave, so higher high and higher low at the same point as the previous resistance. So the previous resistance became support now. Next one, again, that would be our N wave. That would be our Y wave. So we are going higher, but then we are going lower. So that is our Y wave. That would be our P wave, of course. That's our impulse. Then we have a higher low and lower high. followed by an S wave. So we are turning upside down now. We can see that previous support becomes a resistance at this point, and the market keeps falling, creating new N wave. There is an N wave here as well, an N wave here. Of course, we have an I waves all over. All these impulses here, they are I waves, whether the market is falling and going up. And we have our V waves as well all over during this market happenings. And let's jump into the real markets. Let's have a look at the real charts and find these waves using the proper candlesticks so you can see how they look like on a chart. So far you learned about the waves, about the I wave, V wave, N wave, S wave, P wave and a Y wave. Now let's identify them on a chart. This is a daily chart of Australian dollar to Swiss franc, and let's have a look from the left bottom to all the way to the right hand side. If we take our marker, we can see that we have a first I wave, then the pullback, so we have a higher low and then a higher high. So this is our N wave, then another pullback and another high. So as we can see from these I waves and the pullbacks, so the V waves, it was created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves, and one N wave and then another N wave. So that's our first movement, and all of that now we can treat as a one long I wave. After that, let's remove it. What we can see is the P wave. So we are going up, down, and there is no higher high, there is a lower high. So we've got a higher low and lower high, and this is our P wave. And after this P wave, if we have a close look, what happens is the N wave. So again, we have an N wave, so we create higher high, higher according to this high, so to the point B, but as well to that one. So later, this pullback, all together with the previous movement, what are we getting? We are getting a Y wave. So as we were speaking before, that traders find it very tricky, because those who think that after breaking this high we might be going up, then they are trapped with the stop losses here. The stop losses are being taken, and those who are trading down, then their stop losses are being taken. So this is a very tricky situation. Let's remove it. Okay, and in that case, as we said before, now we can combine everything. So we have one I wave, then we have a pullback, and now it's a massive second I wave. So of course, in between, if you go to the 4-hour chart, you can see all these N waves there. And following that movement, another pullback and another strong movement up. You can still consider this little pullback here if you want, but in general we are getting two N waves. So one N wave and then second N wave, and all together this is like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 moves, and this is our top. So this is the finish. Our take profit should be happening at this point. So basically, this is the key, that we need to think about market in 5 waves movements. There might be 7 or 9, so we could see, this market going higher. So 6, 7, 8, 9, but we leave these movements for the professionals, meaning people operating others people's money, like the hedge funds and those who are really on a professional level. That's what Hosoda is advising to do, and that's what we stick to. So for us, the important thing are these 5 waves. Okay, so what happened after that? After that, so we have this last impulse, we have a pullback, and then so we are creating, coming to Tenkan, sorry, to Kijun, bouncing off and creating a lower high. So this is again our P wave, as you can see. Okay, so we have this P wave here, and then we start the fall. So what happens? We have another P wave in this way. So that was you see the first one, and this is a second P wave, or if you combine them, Hosoda was calling them like, you know, PP, but it makes exactly the same sense. Yeah, first P and then the second P. So that's how it is. We need to realize that there is another P wave here, and this movement later transforms into an N wave. So reversed N wave. So now we are falling. So we are going down. We are taking this support, and there is support no more. Okay, so this is our N wave, and later on, what do we get? We get our S wave. So this will be our S wave. Of course, the perfect one would be finishing here, but nevertheless, this is still an S wave. So now we need to be very careful, because we have these 2 points that they work as a support. If this support will be taken, there is a big possibility that we will fall down. And this is exactly what market is doing. So that was our N wave, that's our S wave. Now we have sort of like a reversed P wave, as you can see, and we can go on and on with all of that. But what happens is basically we have another N wave here, then another one, another, and we keep falling down because the support was taken. So all of that as well, you can see, maybe we can draw it this way. That's our another very nice S wave at this point. So the previous support became a resistance, and now the market is falling. So yeah, that's quite nice. Maybe let's draw it without anything. So we have up, down, then up again, all the way to this level here. Yeah, this is our actually N wave coming all the way here, and then only the N waves are starting one after another. So this is the market. That's how Hosoda is describing it in all these waves. And to what do we need to take from it? That eventually these waves will become an N waves, and we need 5 movements up. So 2 N waves to take our profits and wait for reversed markets. So once we are trading, as we were trading here up, after all of that happens, after all this movement, after all this 5, then we can wait patiently and wait for the situation like that, for the distribution, and then trade accumulation. But first we need to have behind us the 5 waves. I hope everything is clear. You can rewatch this video a few times, memorize the name of the waves if you wish. As well, probably you notice that some of them, they are just triangles from our classical analysis. So if you take the classical analysis, you can see that there are some flags, all these things, but Hosoda gave them a little bit different names. So you have a Y wave and a P wave. instead of descending and ascending triangle. See you in the next video.